life. So one thing to keep in mind, and not to screw this up, is that when you're adding, each term of the second polynomial needs to get added. Okay, each term of a second polynomial. So let's start by number one. We want to create the first one. Now when you draw this, don't draw it too huge. There's an x squared. When I draw my x's, I kind of group them a little bit separately. So space-wise, plan that out. And then my 1 tiles, I'll draw them a little bit separate as well. Okay? So kind of grouping them in bunches. It just helps me organize it. So that's the first thing, is draw the first polynomial. Now, have a look up here. What you want to do is make sure you add a positive 2x squared. So I'm going to use a different color. I'm going to use blue. I'm going to add 2x squareds. Now, with your algebra tiles, you would physically do that. Okay? So now we're on step number 2. Add each piece of the second one. Then, watch how I draw my arrows. I'm going to add a negative 3x. 1, 2, 3. And then, watch me draw my arrow again. I'm going to add my plus 1. And so I add another plus 1. Okay. So now we're pretty close to being done. Step number 3 says circle and cancel any 0 pairs if they are formed. And for us, we're lucky none were formed, were they? Do we have to do any canceling? Do we have any opposites? No, because we only have the same color, same shading of each shape. What? Okay. So how many x squareds do we have total? 3x squareds. How many x's? Specifically, Arjun? Negative 5. And how many 1 tiles? Plus 4. Make sure you tell me plus or negative, okay? Kezia.
So why don't you cross them out, like for, yeah.
Well, what we have to do for 0 pairs, if we had a square that's shaded and not shaded, now we have a 0 pair. But we don't have any of that. These are all the same, these are all the same, and these are all the same. You don't go cross-shape canceling. Okay, you have to cancel within the same shape.
You can't do it if it's the same.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay. Now what we're going to do is the exact same thing. I bet you it's going to be harder. I bet you're going to get 0 pairs. So what I want you to do is use a color to draw the first one. Please draw the first polynomial. Again, give yourself some space. Okay. So now, put your pencils down and have a look up here. I have to add this negative x squared. I'm not going to put it at the bottom because I know these two would make a 0 pair. So what I'm going to do is just put it beside one of them. So it's just easier to cancel it out. Okay. So please now go and add pieces of the second one. Okay. Each piece has to be added. Okay, our last step. What's our very last step? Cancel any 0 pairs. So you should put a circle around those and cancel them. Here's a 0 pair, circle it and cancel it. Here's a 0 pair, circle it and cancel it. Now right below what you have. You should have x squared plus x, we don't write our ones, plus 3. Hands up, you got that? Okay. That's the hardest adding question I can give you, right there. Yeah. But when you're doing this, make sure you start drawing the first one, add each piece of the second one. Okay? What I want you to do now here is I want you to write the addition statement. So I want to tell you to tell me now what should go in the brackets. Then you can cancel out 0 pairs and tell me the answer. Okay. So what should go in the brackets now? What's the very first polynomial? Dawson? Good. How many x's? Tim?
2.
Positive or negative?
Positive.
Good. How many 1 tiles? Nelson? So make sure you tell me positive, okay? We're plus 5. Next one. Erica, how many x squareds? Careful, I'm trying to trick you. Close. What, is it shaded or not, though? Awesome. Good job, Erica. Negative 3x squared. Next one. How many x's? Eva. Careful. Awesome. Negative 4x. And how many 1 tiles? Bella. Good work. Negative 3. Okay, so now that we have the diagrams there, you can just, cross off your 0 pairs like that. Go ahead and cross off your 0 pairs. And tell me what the answer should be. Olivia. What'd you get? Negative x squared minus how many x's? I think I only crossed off 2. Good. And what's your 1 tiles? Plus 2. Perfect. Negative x squared minus 2x plus 2. Hands up if you got that. All right. Good. Woohoo! And you know what? A lot of the higher math, this is all you do. So you... Nope. Okay, so that's with our tiles. What if we do without algebra tiles? Well, I'll give you a... Yep. Ah, this man is a genius. Okay? So, what we want to do now, just bear with me, put your pencils down for a second. Pen, that works. So, we want to make sure we remove brackets and rewrite. For adding, you're going to think, Mr. Barker, that is so lame, so dumb. Why are you doing that? Or what a waste of pencil lead. And it's okay to think that, because at least you're thinking. It's for tomorrow. When we do subtraction, we can totally screw things up. So I'm overemphasizing one thing today to help you for tomorrow. Okay? So watch this little picture show here. You have to add a positive 7x. There is a plus sign right there between the 7 and the bracket. You also have to add a negative 8. Okay? So when you remove brackets, you have to make sure you're adding each piece. Now, the 3x minus 4 doesn't change. What happens here with our double plus signs? Let's simplify that. What does that change to? Plus 7x. What does this change to? Negative 8. Now watch this. Do your signs change from what's in the brackets? No. Okay. But you should draw these arrows to make sure you're adding each piece. So please, what I want you to do right now is I want you to draw your arrows, and then I want you to draw or write down the polynomials with brackets removed. And now, once you've done that, draw your arrows. That's really, really important. Now, you can do what Tim said. Just work with your coefficients. It's just collecting like terms now. Okay, so collect like terms. Tikshin, what's your answer? Oh, okay, more time? Go ahead. Alice, what's yours? 10x negative 12 or minus 12. Good work. Awesome.
You add 7?
Exactly. Yep. There you go. Good. Okay. So when you're doing the next one, what should you draw with this plus sign? Arrows. Add the first one. Plus x squared. Add the second one. Plus x. Add the third and the last one. Plus 4. Your signs won't change. Dawson, you stretching or what? Oh, there's something wrong here with this one, isn't there? What do I have here? I'm missing something on mine. Look at your question. Your question's different, isn't it?
Oh, minus.
Minus 1? Okay. Okay, put them all together. Dawson. Sure, I know you're just dying to.
4x
Correct. Correct. 4x squared minus 2x plus 3. Ooh. Hands up if you got that. I hope so, because it's correct. Ah, just mess with y'all. Sorry, I'll stop doing that. Be confident in your answers. Come on. Okay. So, try the next one. Go. First step is to remove your brackets. Please draw your arrows. It's important to know that you're adding each piece. It just doesn't change your signs. Okay, that's an important thing. Okay, for the first term, how many x squareds? Tikshin. Negative 2x squared. Well done. Miranda, how many x's? Good. And last but not least, Sukhjit. How many one tiles? Plus 3. Hands up, you got that one.
I got it.
Experts, all y'all experts, well done.
Wait, is there a reward?
Yes, your reward is good marks. Woo! Personal satisfaction.
That is like the best.
Personal satisfaction. There you go. I'll even throw a little confidence for you. Okay, next one, example 14. Go for it. Don't be scared. Just remove your brackets, draw your arrows, and you're all good. That's my English lesson for the day. Okay, so I want to show you something here to help you. I have here 8x squared, and I add 2x squared to give me 10, and then I subtract 4x squared, and I'll have 6. So what I did is I crossed them off to make sure I don't miss anything, I don't add anything twice. Okay, so go ahead, double check your work, please. Cross them off as you're adding and subtracting. I'll show you something real quick. If you have plus 3x and minus 3x, that equals 0x. So you don't write down plus x because this is telling everyone that you have 1x. For 0x, you put right nothing. Okay? It cancels. It's gone to zero land. Okay. Okay. So, yep. I know, I heard I say it weird. 0.
Now you're coming.
Zero. 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 I don't know. My dad's ESL, I blame him. Alright, 7x, cross that off. 7x and plus 3 is 10x. Oh, and minus 10? Gone. So now we go to the next one. Minus 5 plus 4 is negative 1. Plus 3 is... And so we went from 3 terms each just to 2 terms. What do we call it when we have 2 terms? Binomial. Good. Okay, so we want to write an expression to represent the perimeter. Go ahead. Oh, how do we do perimeter again? Add them all. So we want to use brackets, and again, it won't make a darn difference for today, but tomorrow when we do subtraction, whoo, you'll get them all wrong. So for each side, put each side in brackets, please. And it also helps to see that you got all the sides. That's another good thing. Be very careful to the details. Make sure you're recopying things down exactly the same. Oh, poor baby, you actually have to write? That's horrible. How many x squareds? Tony? No? Carolina? 8. How many x's? Tristan? Good, plus 6x. And how many 1 tiles? Tim? 8. Ooh. Negative 2, negative 8. So that's at negative 8. Plus 5 is negative 3. So it'll be negative 3, I believe. Yep. Eva? Oh, sorry. I do believe I did it. Yeah. Thanks, Eva. Good, good, good. Yes, I should have crossed them off. Okay, we're not done yet. Now we're going to say x equals negative 1. Solve. Find the perimeter. Go. Oh, that was all bad, Mr. Marker, so mean. Make sure you work down. Oh, Mr. Barker, shame, shame. 2 minus 3, perimeter equals negative 1. Okay. Can you really have a perimeter of negative 1? No, but this is the answer for the question because I assigned a silly value. Okay. All right.